But in the former war areas of both the north and the east, there's a stark accusation to investigate.
Our strong view is that the consecutive Sinhala governments in Colombo have been using development as the guise for carrying out systematic Sinhalization. And what we mean by that is changing the demography of the Tamil homeland by colonizing Sinhalese people in those areas.
Gajen Ponnambalam seems like a sort of Tamil aristocrat, living in a lovely Colombo villa, its veranda stuffed with the handsome wooden furniture of old Ceylon. He's an MP for a party seen as pro-Tamil Tiger. Now he and his colleagues allege that the government's investment in Tamil areas involves giving land permits to Sinhalese incomers. Houses are being built for a mainly Sinhalese civil defence force. All this amounts, he says, to colonisation.
Since the war ended in May, there is colonization that is taking place at a much faster rate. So there is a lot of tension and there is a lot of fear.
Well, it's been a bit of a tough journey to get here, and now we are just coming to a dead end in the dirt track. Lots of police around as well. Excluded from the north, I'm instead on a journey to the east, where the fighting ended 2 years ago. It's an ethnic tinderbox. It has a Tamil majority, but significant numbers of Muslims, who count as a separate ethnic group, and Sinhalese. That's why it's so important to work out whether there's any truth to this emotive new charge of colonisation by incoming Sinhalese here after the war. Ethnic tensions here are a test case for whether Sri Lanka can win the peace. Keviliamadu village lies close to the old front line. The road here passes lagoons with fishermen waist-deep in water and deep green rice fields. A new irrigation scheme is coming up, and there's a new road. It's all part of what the government calls Naganahira Navodaya, a Sinhalese title meaning Eastern Awakening. At first glance, it's definitely true that there are Sinhala incomers. I can see the Buddhist flag outside some of the roadside houses. But there are also Tamils who've just moved here, returning refugees who were driven out as the war began. Now they're back, but in a fragile sort of way, sleeping in shifts in 2 downtrodden shacks. They're back, but the key question is, can they stay? So this is the corrugated iron shack in which some of these men are living. There's the embers of a fire outside and doors made of hardboard. It's pretty much improvised. A couple of pieces of string where towels and a few clothes are hanging. Only one mosquito net for really quite a lot of people. And the floor is just sand. Squatting around me, these Tamil men and women recall the trauma of their departure from this place more than 20 years ago.
Strangers came here and shot my brother and my sister's husband and 2 children, aged 12 and 10. Altogether, 6 people from 3 Tamil families were shot. Their bodies were laid out on display on logs.
One of the young people was abducted and his head was found in the village. Others were kidnapped and killed. We were frightened and we knew we had to leave everything and leave this place immediately.
So when you came back a month ago, what did you find?
There was nothing to see here. Just Sinhalese people working on this land.
You couldn't see any sign of your house at all? Not even a few bricks or stones or mud?
There was nothing. Even the cement floor was gone.
The Tamils have come back to Keviliamadu after years as refugees and found a bittersweet reception. Their houses were all gone and their fields were indeed being cultivated by unfamiliar, new Sinhalese people. But these women, constantly on the edge of tears, are at pains to emphasise that they want to make peace with their neighbours. They're clearly timid about blaming the newcomers, in part because local officials have promised that the people occupying the Tamils' land will leave after the harvest. It's more complex than a simple, ruthless colonisation of the area. But it's a fragile situation in which the Tamils are vulnerable and exposed.
In the past, we would visit our Sinhalese neighbours and share food. We were all happy. Suddenly everything changed. When I think about that, I'm still frightened. That in the future things could turn again, just like they did before.
Back on the new main road, it's like a different world of construction and rebuilding. At this little tea shop, there's a remarkable sight. Members of the Army's Special Task Force registering the residency of about 300 Sinhalese families. They've just arrived to live on the government land at the roadside. There are also smart new concrete homes there for the Civil Defence Force, a local security corps. It's more evidence of a possible influx of Sinhalese into the area. I just stopped by the roadside at the house of a Sinhalese family. There's a Sinhalese Buddhist flag and a Sri Lankan flag outside, and there's a poster of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. So I want to ask, a lot of families have built new houses here, haven't they, just in recent months? Is that right?
We've come here from a place called New Galanda. Everyone is new here. We've settled on this land illegally, but we've all come together from the same place. It's really important. We are sure the Honourable President will look after us when we stay here like this. He'll be very happy if he sees people resettled along the roadside.
These people too are poor. They say they have family ties to the area and bear no ill will to the Tamils. They're sure that any incomers will allow the Tamils to at least share the fields they've currently encroached on. But here along the roadside, the new Sinhalese definitely are here to stay. The man said the army would soon be coming to register him and his family on the land they'd newly acquired.